the women's four-way tag team match. The women's championship tag the women's tag team championship match. It's a fatal four-way. You got the Irresistible Forces, Alexa and Flair, Becky Lynch, God Christ. Lyra and Bailey is not Becky Lynch, and then the Bellas. Which, first of all, apparently Nicki Bella might not be cleared for Mania, and they either might make it a three-way or substitute them. So, which is another thing. Like, I think that's what's going on right now. Is I think they're waiting to see if she's healthy, and because that's going to decide if they're gonna maybe do Asuka and Io. Because there's a chance, there's like a little sliver of hope they throw this match on the card on SmackDown this Friday. But I think it's all going to depend, because if they'll probably scrap that match if the Bellas can't go.
Right.
But if she's healthy, I don't think that changes anything. I do think, like, I like, okay, what would be interesting, like, I think would be, like, just hilarious, would be if all three groups except the Bellas just split up during the match. Like, something happened, because obviously they're teasing the Bliss and Flair breakup, and I don't know what Lyra and Bailey are doing. And at some point, Lash is going to have to go on a solo run. And eventually they're going to have to break all these teams up so that the women's division can, like, flourish more. Because, I mean, with Bianca still out, Naomi ain't around. Obviously, they don't want to put Tiffany Stratton and fucking Io Sky on the Mania card. So, I mean, you know, so Ruka's getting pulled up on Monday. So, you know, obviously the women's division is going to start turning up in a few days. But besides that,
JC James.
I don't know. What do you, I mean, I really don't know where they're going with this. Like, besides keeping them on Irresistible Forces.
I think Lash Legend has potential as a single star. I think it could be good things with her if we're good rivalries. I think she has some things to work on character-wise, promo-wise. Aside from that, I think
she cuts a better promo than Jade.
That's not saying much.
No, but I'm saying she cuts a better promo than the world's women champion. God, I'm fluffing. I'm fucking every word up today. God damn, but she's spitting better than the champ.
But that's like, why is she even champ right now? They rushed that whole entire process. Like, the pipeline for her being this girl from AEW to, I guess, people just realizing, like, maybe she's not that good at ring. Maybe she has things she needs to work on.
Like, did you see? I don't know. It was last SmackDown when Rhea was just beating the shit out of B-Fab and what's her name?
Mission. Yeah, and my thing is, this is like a Vision 2.0, because with the Vision, Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, like, you could see that. Bronson Reed literally tried to fucking kill that man on live television. That motherfucker hit him with the tsunami. I think it was 6 times on a Monday night for no reason. And the thing with this is, and the thing with this is, Jade Cargill didn't like either of these fucking girls. They had like a whole feud. They had matches. They had fucking real beef. And then for them to just kind of drop the ball and switch it up like that, it's just like, for one, you got to ask, where are they going with this in the grand scheme, long-term storytelling aspect of it all? But also, what sense does it make? How does that, I could see maybe that elevating B-Fab and Mission if they plan on doing something with them. But aside from that, it's just like, what is the point of that?
No, I mean,
B-Fab ain't going to no WrestleMania except for this. Mission ain't getting no single star push, nothing of that nature. What sense does it make?
Yeah.
What sense does that make at all?
We'll talk more about, we'll dive more into the problems with Cargo when we get into that match, because no, I 100% agree. But
to finish it off, that goes back to what I was saying about the inconsistent storytelling. It's like a pattern and it's a formula,
Mm.
and it's not working. I don't know who's cooking it up back there. I don't know if it's the Saudis. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know who's making these things up, but it's pretty off the wall.
I
And we'll
would,
touch on that later, like you said.
but if you want them to cook something up, I think the most interesting thing, or the thing that would the least predictable thing that could happen is if Lash turns on Nia. Because if Bliss and Flair break up during the match, or Lyra and Bailey, it's like, all right, we I'm not gonna be shocked. But if the
They already did
champs,
that angle
exactly, so
with
it would
Lyra.
they're gonna recycle it anyways. But if the champs break up mid, like imagine she just gives her like the fattest boot, and this Nia Jax just cooked. She just leaves. She's done. Fuck it, or just gets rolled up. I don't know, but I don't think that's happening. It'd be interesting, but I think they're retaining. I,
Really?
I think they're gonna retain. I think Flair and Bliss are going to they're gonna have to break up at some point, which is going to be money. Like them two versus each other is going to be a good match. I won't be surprised if they recycle Lyra and Bailey. And the Bellas are just there for the moment, the Mania moment.
Really?
They're not unless all three of those teams split up, and that leaves the Bellas to win the titles. There's no way.
Now, with that, and here's where I'm going to disagree with you. You're definitely going to disagree with me. With that, I think look at AJ Lee, right?
Mm.
It's like, what was the point of her winning any titles, much less a new prestigious up and coming title? I definitely think they might. There's a very, very good chance that they're going to strap the bells up. I think they might win the match. I don't know if it'll be a direct clean pin, but I think that could lead to potentially Lash Legends single ring. Maybe her and Mia start bumping heads because of that. Maybe that leads to some kind of feud, betrayal, angle, or whatever. Or they retain.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I don't. I
then it's like,
mean,
where do they go from there?
that's not a bad. It's not a bad. It's not a bad prediction. Like I could see the Bellas if you want to put them on. They're a Hall of Fame tag team champ. Tag team with the put the title on them. That's cool. We'll have and they're obviously if you do that, you will give all these other teams room to split up and like I said, fill that roster back up or that division back up, and just let the Bellas be the tag team they are, like the Usos. But I I don't know if they maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't know if they hold them as high as they do AJ Lee in 2026. Like they seem to. Let me try again. I think they underappreciate the Bellas more than I think they appreciate AJ Lee. They overappreciate AJ Lee and underappreciate the Bellas. I think
Brie
like
Bella, yes. Nikki Bella, debatable. I think they hold her to that all-timer pedestal that they do AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair. I not. I think she's an all-timer.
but AJ Lee is a better wrestler. Like Nikki, ever since
100%.
being back, like not even since being back, like those two sisters, like they are botch mania. They are the botch sister. They're the botch twins. Let's be real.
Not disputing that. But in terms of like what they believe is best for business at the time, or what they think will get the most conversation going, or butts and share, whatever, they might take that route.
Okay,
Because
so
honestly, like,
if you go
you don't really do.
Bellas, if you're gonna go Bellas, who will you go with if Nikki's not medically cleared and they pull that team?
I think they retain or Billy and Lyra.
Okay,
It's a Billy, Bailey, and Lyra.
so I'm gonna go with them retaining, and even more so, I think that let's say even if they were gonna go Bellas, let's say they're in the writing room right now. And they're like, all right, Nikki might not. Let's see what are we gonna do if Nikki can't go, and they cook it up, and then Nikki gets cleared. By the time Nikki gets cleared, they're like, that's cool, but we got this story we like more, and then they just go with that story instead. That's a shitty argument, and that might not be the case at all, but Give me Irresistible Forces retaining. Let's see. We got